Hey everyone, and welcome back to Comic Studio. And where today we're going to be searching for YouTube, but this is where I just completely watching many internet videos as possible. Since that the first time that I watched a little bit of trains, since I was very little as well, even for much as possible as well, for some kind of watching cars and including Cars the video game in the past over 20 years or some kind of 19 years, under 18 years for something that I just completely going to find out what it's going to be going on. That's still completely always watching for around marble races and dominoes like this thing as well. So we're going to be searching for YouTube, and I'm probably, this is not going to be this thing as well. So this is absolutely the tube means you might able to be watching for this thing as well. If I'm probably not going to be done whatsoever because things have just continued to watching the video throughout the years for many videos that I have watched, but unfortunately my brothers and my sisters have watches probably something a little bit wrong as well, even that it's still going to be for kids as anyways from the past years as well, for such as little Einsteins and many more videos like for some sort of My Little Pony, Ever After High, and even possible like that as well, including for some sort of cute stuff. Wasn't gonna be for like this, it was totally boring, so I just completely going to be searching around YouTube cast, and I probably going to be finding out, and we're not going to be seeing what is going on around here. So this is absolutely for the one thing that I just only want to use to be as well. By 2017, that I don't really think that downloaded music for 2017 was indeedly more cringe than I never able to be seeing this when we were driving on a car on a Dodge Grand Caravan, and I didn't believe it that wasn't going to be for such a little bit the same. So this is pretty weird, as I'm not pretty possible as well. So this is absolutely for the basic thing, and the absolutely this is so underrated as well. So this is gonna be a little bit perfect as well. These were for the content creators, and that must be slightly more terrible. So let's turn the dark mode, and I do not believe it that I wasn't going to be find out like this. The Wayback Machine is absolutely going to be for only one purpose, that completely found something without the internet videos. We turn on the spoilers, and that doesn't going to be seeing this yet. So let's go for YouTube once again, and that's not going to be for similar like this. It's not going to be for probably existing. So I cannot believe we're unable to find this, and absolutely YouTube creators like this. So wait, is there must be the YouTube wars? So we're gonna be finding out, and another one could be for around here. So this will be 3 amount of YouTubers like themselves, even that we just turning on the dark mode, and probably we got so many of them as well. For probably for one of the subscribers, the YouTubers were Flamingo, Mr. Beast, Darman, Preston Plays, and Daniel Plays, or what is this? Dan is Danny as well. The odds ones out. That sometimes that my sisters and Jade Animations that could watch it around here since 2017. Illegal Crafts have just completely made that my sisters have just made watch illegally by 2018 for some sort of illegal crafts. I didn't mention to watch this thing as well. I didn't mention to watch Danny or even like anything as well. And especially my brother completely watches Danny videos throughout the content, except me, because I didn't actually watch Vsauce expected he completely watches like this. I was the first one to watch Crackback, and it was very funny as the Poop Factory, and my story was probably insane, and I just completely forgot to watch Danicol that I didn't mention to first watch. So this isn't going to be for something like even for that, and many more like those things could be around as well. So the first time that I just hearing the music from the Dominoes, Groovy Dominoes 52, and thankfully that wouldn't be it like as well. I sure that we still need to find somewhere else. Since I'm finding this for the YouTubers Comic Studios, so let's get right over here. Is it going to be the same as this? But no, it wasn't. This is going to be the actual thing, as I found it out like any more YouTubers that we got. From over here, couldn't be actually YouTubers like as well. So this is going to be right here. Instead of stupidities like the original like those things. This is not completely original as we searching for unknown thing. This is pretty hard to search from, and I cannot believe, and this is not going to be for some sort of like this thing as well. So this is actually going to be for the object show for YouTubers and some kinds of comic creators who absolutely started to getting a little bit to get worse for uploading many more videos and thumbnails that might absolutely going to shock you for an unknown reasons, or if that some kind of thumbnails go interested as well, maybe should you watch it by the way, and that could be pretty much more it as well. So that wasn't gonna be happy as well. This is absolutely not happy without sim racing content creators by themselves. They have features around like the Epic Gamer, in the Epic Gamer, Danacol Drawings, Jack Suckalife, probably for some kind of unknown thing, Johnny Razor, Joe Kane, Preston Plays, Jack and Jeffrey, Mark Rober, and anything else like The Odds One is Out, and probably other ones. Could be like Eric. There's Ryan Tarine. She always completely watches Funfish, except Dennis Daily, that my brother watches already. I didn't able to watch Sketch, including that he completely wanted to watching Think Noodles. He no longer watches Think Noodles since my brother is. I didn't mention to watch Jacksepticeye, and my brother always watches Markiplier videos every week or some kind of anywhere as well, including Dan TDM. And I'm probably sure I didn't watch Vsauce like throughout the day. I probably watches Syrupy's videos, including Hyperheim's, and especially my brother's, and especially my brother and my little sister, and like all of us that we just completely watch FGTV, which is insanely probably good, but things have just gotten worse in the future, and I just totally watching Groovy Dominoes 52, and which is absolutely pretty good at what I just actually say. I thankfully that my brother didn't actually going to be watching Technoblade. He was gone by for some strange for a year ago or 2 years ago, by the way. I didn't mention to watch like SMG4, that since my brother actually did, including my sister, have watching with the Jaden animations by itself, probably that wasn't going to be for some sort of like this thing as well. So we couldn't able to find other YouTubers as possible that something is absolutely supported like those things as well. So nothing anymore could be for around Carson Dog 8 and Speed McQueen. I didn't mention to watch like anything as well, but unfortunately there is no popular momos that they just always watching this. Because the famous thing that they just watching something funny such as Crackback, Kaka V420, and Koofy, which is absolutely included for game theory as well. And since that the most shocking YouTube channel that make the thumbnails even more shocking because of Creekcraft Baldcraft, that absolutely making me shocked as well, including all of my siblings as well. But instead of this, he just completely watches PewDiePie, and probably that my brother who completely watches Flamingo as well. The video exceeded by 20 minutes of video playtime, like probably to do this in this video. But one thing that we just eventually saw to do this for this ugly truth around here that called it shark blocks was the truth of for itself for the journey of Parlo, like making things or even possible like that we completely able to be saying like this. He had a low voice for something that way. I just completely watched it for some sort of shark blocks, and instead that my brother had just completely he didn't watch the videos of Parlo like anyways because unknown things that I didn't mention to show this as well. I don't really think that top have animations that I never able to be sung like this thing as well. I don't really think Kaneko Kitten wasn't exist in this thing as well. Unfortunately, he'll never be appearing back for its own destination like this thing whatsoever, because sometimes it's gonna be 20 minutes of this video like pretty possible or like as well. So I'm pretty sure that the shark blocks have just keep our channel running, keep his channel running for like anything as well. So another one could be for a little bit weirder as well, even for the M Swizzy, even possible as well. And there was Rainbow. Another one is like this thing as well. And finally, that must be for a little bit of adult content, could be for around nutshell animations, which is probably that we didn't pretty like this as well, because due to the actually adult content from themselves, like themselves from their shorts, and their shimmy wasn't like this, a little bit inappropriate. This is not probably for this thing as well. Michigan was actually for one thing, but we pretty didn't saw this. I couldn't able to be finding out in the YouTube internet videos, and the memes could be itself for round as Linus and Young Lima Bean, which is absolutely the reference of Quandale Dingle. Another one, which is we didn't able to watching Kaden because looks like this is absolutely a little bit cringe. Mario 7289. Probably that is absolutely for the 2-1 or some kind of two of them like themselves. Probably for the PGHL films was pretty weird. I didn't mention to see this, what's absolutely happening for one thing as well. So, this is absolutely, he secretly watches like this, and I couldn't believe it. That wasn't going to be insanely like I just going to be find out. And even though that we're going to be finding a little bit for some sort of responsible. So, this is gonna be the official SpongeBob channel, which still exists today. And probably that wasn't going to be for one thing. He still keeps on running, and many more for such as laughability, and many more for something as so many cringe channels, even for many much as well. So I'm not going to be mentioned for something as over 20 minutes for itself, and nothing especially for Soup Earth Society. and which is probably, I'm not sure that something is absolutely cringy for many more reasons like themselves. Before the part 1 ends that we completely got for the CG5, I didn't got anything that I just didn't own. It was owned by the corporations itself, which this is absolutely some YouTubers has just owned to their own creators. It was made by their creators as well, not the creators like themselves, but probably they make their own channels from anybody themselves from around the years, all through the years. The channels that completely got or some kind of like these things. This is absolutely that we're looking up to the CG5. That wasn't gonna be actually cringe like them as well because my brother hates it for listening for unknown things as well. He doesn't like to listen to dream music for such as speed running as Minecraft as well. Even many more for such as like themselves could be for around here. And a little bit more such as Parlo that I just eventually watched it, including Kari from the Minecraft dirt block reference that completely possible. We didn't able to watch Zach the King, and pretty possible. This is actually for the content creator, except we didn't watch Olga Guzneva, and probably that will be almost it as well. So that was probably totally it, and there's a little bit for an Asian guy is Stephen He. Yep, probably sure that might going to be end of this video for a little bit straight. So everything that is on their case, that does not make sense for the interest for me as well. Even though there must be a whole bunch of channels to find them as well. If you might going to be interested for many more of those channels, you're a good guy. You might able to be subscribed like anything as well. And if you're a bad guy, you might going to be subscribed to cringe channels. Now, which means you might going to get busted a little bit for this thing during police chases whatsoever. So next one could be the groups, like anything as well. We're absolutely showing up some spoilers. If we didn't actually showing up for some spoilers. We're not going to be reviewing for the channels itself. So that must be for many more as like themselves. The group could be for around the theories, the crew, the FV family, funnel vision, like these things, the guys like themselves, and many more. And the miss could be for three of them: the old Royal Pier, old Dano, and Bundon as well. So let's move on to the items as well, as we got play buttons. We have looks that features play buttons as well. The old-fashioned play buttons was completely like themselves as well for the famous play buttons as well. The first ever play button could be like this one as well. And that must be the champions for the 50 million play buttons, including 200 million play buttons like themselves, probably like Mr. Beast. This is absolutely belongs to T-Series, and many of them that always reaches out to 100,000 subscribers. 100 million subscribers could be PewDiePie, and anything as well that features silver play button, the golden play button, platinum play button, and the ruby play button that completely features as well. So there's not any more for some kind of for the items on the categories. That must be for some sort of features for the logos, and finally the backgrounds by itself for unknown reasons that includes like anything as well as whatsoever. So before we're gonna be end of this video, we got a plenty of more, but not missed as well. So that was the entire YouTube video of like those things as well. So the three links are gonna be into the description below. And probably I never seen this, what is going on around here, that I just completely searching around like anything as well. And thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be see you all next time for some sort of content creators and mini lads. And it's gonna be all later that I just quietly able to say. And don't forget that the main website is gonna be into the description below. And absolutely, you might able to be watching for some internet videos on YouTube, including for some kind of comic studios to browser itself. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be see you next time. Thanks. And I didn't set for some sort of outro like themselves that I say I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads and comic studio users all later. And that's how the fellow viewers that's saying like these things as well. So I'm gonna be see you all next time, by the way.